Thank you for joining me for practice. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel and share it with your family and friends. In the description is a link to my Patreon account. If you'd like to offer a donation for these classes, it's greatly appreciated. Namaste. All right, so we're actually going to start on our backs. So take a moment to settle in. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Allow your feet to be just a little wider than your hips. Toes fall out to the side. Palms are facing up. And really feel for a moment the support of the earth. And see how much you're willing to allow the body to be held. How easily can you settle? And from this place, begin to feel the rise and fall of the abdomen. So just gentle inhalation coming into the belly and gentle exhalation coming out, belly drawing back towards spine. Each inhalation, feel the body becoming enlivened. And each exhalation, feel a sense of letting go. Good, and as you're breathing in this way, begin to lengthen the breath. So now breathing into the belly, then the ribs, then up into the chest. And exhale, navel back towards spine, rib cage closer together, chest softening. So a few rounds of this pattern of breath. And we can start to draw the breath a little deeper into the body with the ujjayi sound, the ocean wave or whisper type sound to the breath, as well as creating what we call samavriti, the inhale matching the length of the exhale. So wherever your count is at, maybe it's a 4 or a 6, make sure that the inhale and exhale are the same. And with this effortlessness to the body, see if you can grow the breath a little bit more. So maybe you find a steady rhythm at 6-6, see if you can get to 7-7. And then see if you can grow the breath again. So being established in that higher count, see if you can just find another area of the body that you haven't moved breath into. Maybe a lifting, expanding of the collarbones. Maybe a little more depth toward the pelvic floor. Think of this as an opportunity to oxygenate the blood, the body, the tissues, the organs. And then see if you can grow it one more time, one more count. And this time we're going to make a little bit more effort on the exhalation, not only drawing the navel back towards the spine, but bringing in a contraction to the abdominal muscles. And of course, relaxing them again on inhalation. And the intention here is to build a little bit more heat in the abdomen. And you may notice that as you begin the contraction in the abdominal muscles, the chest and upper lungs stay expanded until that's completely squeezed out, and then the ribs draw closer together and the chest softens and the rest of the breath leaves the body. So 3 more like this, please. And there's no rush to finish, so take your time. But when you do finish, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Let your thumbs touch your sternum. You can tuck your chin towards your chest so it feels like you're bowing your head to your hands. And we'll set the intention for the practice today to activate the core and specifically to bring a little bit more energy to the area of the solar plexus. We find that the element associated with this area is fire. And so in many ways we can think of this as igniting the fire within. And that fire, when it burns steady and bright, is a constant source of inspiration and motivation and passion, but passion in a controlled sort of way. So if there's anything in your life right now that's asking you to maybe feel more alive, maybe move in a direction that excites you, please bring that into your intention now. And then place it in the heart. And we'll begin with the round of Om 3 times. So take a deep inhale in. Long exhale out, let all the breath go. Another deep inhale in. Good, then just gently release. And you're going to bring your hands onto the area of the solar plexus right below the low ribs. And if you use your fingertips, you can kind of frame the low ribs and the bottom of the rib cage. And you're just going to give a little bit of palpation there, a little bit of pressure down, and just kind of gently create space for the diaphragm by gently pushing it or removing it slightly away from the low ribs to create some space. So you can just go back and forth with your fingers through that rim. And then once you come to that kind of apex between the 2 lower ribs, you're just going to push in gently and then give a little sweep down. So this just helps to release any kind of tension that may have been built up in the diaphragm area. And then we're going to take our right hand and just rub our tummy. So rub the belly right around the area of the belly button. Again, you put maybe like 1 to 2 pounds of pressure into the flesh and just give a nice little circular rub in a clockwise position. So you might feel some heat and warmth emanating off the fingertips, or maybe even feel that you're releasing some heat from the belly. Maybe there's some tenderness there. So just observe. Very nice. And then release the hands, interlace your fingers Take your arms over your head. Bring your soles of your feet together. Bring your feet together rather. Flex your feet. And now push the feet away from the palms and just do a good morning stretch. Feeling lateral length coming into the side bodies. Maybe stretching here through the abdomen. Feeling even the psoas get a nice, beautiful stretch. So 2 more breaths here. Keep it breathing. Keep extending. Palms away from feet. You can draw the heads of the shoulders slightly into their sockets so it doesn't feel like you're overstretching the shoulder heads. 1 more full, complete breath here. And then we'll gently release, bring the arms back down through the air to the side bodies. Take a moment to just settle. Palms are going to face down now. Inhale the right arm up and over the head. Point the left toes. Reach the toes away from the fingertips. Exhale, bring the arm down. Flex the left foot. Inhale the left arm up. Point the right toes. Exhale, bring the arm down. Flex the right foot. Okay, so we're just alternating sides here. Inhaling, right arm, point the left foot. Exhale, bring the arm down, flex that foot. Inhale, left arm, right foot. And exhale, bring the arm down, flex the foot. Good. 1 more on each side. So even though it's a simple movement, it's really great to coordinate breath and body, as well as to work on this bilateral movement, which is really good for the brain, getting that communication. Good. Now on this last one, we're going to inhale both arms up. Take just the right hand down. And now hold the outside of your right thigh. You're going to bow the upper body. So you're going to wiggle your shoulders and upper body to the right. And keep your legs and feet together and flexed. So we feel a nice lateral stretch coming in here. And because we have the whole body extended, it's not just the shoulder or maybe the rib cage we feel, but we can get all the way down into the hip and even somewhat of the outer leg. Now to make this deeper, use that breath that we were working with at the beginning to contract the abdomen towards the spine, and you'll feel that that engagement of the abdominal muscles actually releases the left side a little bit more. Start to feel a little psoas stretch, deepening. 2 more. And then you'll gently come back to center. So we'll bring the arm down, just bring the upper body back into that squared position on your mat, palms face down for a moment, and inhale, sweep the right arm up. Left arm is going to stay down, hand on the thigh. Start to bow the upper body and shoulders over to the left. Again, keep legs and feet together, flex the feet. And so in some ways, the earth is doing the work for you, and in other ways, we are actively engaging. And notice here if there's a difference between where you feel the sensation than there was on the other side. Breathe into any sensitive areas and start to actively contract the abdomen. Notice how that changes the experience. So remember, if we've got that little, fire in the abdomen, if we get full, deep, complete breaths, then we're sending the right amount of oxygen to keep that flame going. One more here. And then we'll gently bring the arm down, kind of square the upper body back off on your mat. Take a moment just to feel. And then bring your knees into your chest. So hugging the knees in, feel that stretch for the lower back. Draw the abdomen towards the back body. And then extend both legs up in the air. Take the arms up and over your head. Flex the soles of the feet. And then exhale, just bring the arms by your side. Use your core strength to bring your knees into your chest. Repeat that again. Inhale, the arms reach over the head. Flex the feet facing the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knees. Use your core strength as the arms come down. Pull the knees deeper in towards the chest. Good. Keep going with your even inhale, even exhale, whatever count you think you can sustain throughout the practice as the asana gets a little bit more challenging. And notice here too, the support, the work of the abdomen. Keep checking in with that lift of the pelvic floor and the navel drawing in and up under the rib cage. We call this Mula and Uddiyana Bandha. One more full breath here. Good. Hug the knees into your chest again. This time keep the right knee in. Extend your left leg long. Draw that right knee as close to the chest as you can while pushing the left foot away. And now notice where you feel sensation. Again, is it in the outer hip? Is it in the back of the thigh, front of the thigh, maybe the groin? Just observe sensation. And now take the same grip on the shin and now pull it just slightly towards your armpit. So you're moving your knee ever so slightly out to the side and see how that changes the stretch for the hip. Good. And then come back to center and switch. Left knee goes in, right leg extends long, and just observe any differences on this side. Compression of the thigh against the belly. Notice if there's any tenderness in the internal organs. And then take that knee slightly out to the side, a little bit more towards the armpit, and then feel it. Does that change the stretch for the hip in any way? Then come back to center. And we'll release both knees into the chest one more time. And last one here, we're going to extend the left leg long to the floor again. This time, if you can, hook your index middle thumb around your big toe. And if that's not possible, hold on to the back of the leg and extend the right leg up in the air. We're going to take our left hand and slide it down the thigh, reaching those fingers towards the toes. Lift your torso off the earth as high as you can, ideally getting to the, shoulder blades. And then as you reach towards the toes, contract the abdomen, pull the belly button down towards the earth, building some heat in this core. Last one. Lift a little higher, and then exhale and come down. Switch the legs out, both knees into your chest for a moment. And this time we'll hook the index middle thumb around the left big toe. Extend the right leg long to the floor. Right hand onto the thigh. Exhale, contract the abdomen. And as you do, reach the fingertips towards the right toes. Again, ideally getting those shoulder blades off the earth. Keep pulling the belly button down towards your spine. Already feeling some warmth building in the core, noticing the fire. One more here. And gently release the head. And this time we'll just extend the left leg all the way down to the floor. Take a moment to just rest and enjoy some of that warmth in the body. Very nice. So bringing your feet flat, knees bent, lightly touch your heels with your fingertips. And we're going to begin with some undulations of the spine and dynamic bridge. So arms stay down by the side, press into the feet, roll up through your spine, one vertebrae at a time. And then exhale, lengthen the tailbone towards the heels, slowly roll down, releasing that lower back and glutes. Do it again. Inhale, roll up. This time the right arm's going to reach up over the head with the spine. And then exhale, the arm and spine come down, lengthening the tailbone towards the heels. Other side. Inhale, roll up. Left arm is going to lift up and over the head. Exhale, slowly roll down. And on this final one, both arms are going to reach. So inhale, press equally into both feet. Feel that full expansion of the heart. Exhale, slowly roll down. So we're going to do that whole sequence one more time. Arms stay down by your side to start. Press into the feet, roll up through the spine. Exhale, slowly roll down. Nice, even inhale, even exhale. Inhale, roll up, right arm lifts. Exhale, down. Relax the glutes. Inhale, the left arm lifts. Roll up. Exhale, coordinating these movements to the best of your ability. It's really good for the brain. One more, both arms are going to reach up. Exhale, slowly roll down. And on this final one here, we're going to go up to stay. So press equally into both feet. Roll up through the spine. Now take one shoulder under you and then the other. And if at all possible, interlace the fingers into Yoga Mudra. If that's not possible, you can hold on to the outside edges of your mat and roll the inner elbow up towards the ceiling with an external rotation. Now pressing equally in through both feet, you can activate the toes, lifting them so the arches are active, noticing that you're not rolling to the outside of the foot, and those inner thighs are engaged. And then, even though the inner thighs are engaged, lengthen the tailbone a little further towards the heels, making some space and room in the lower back. And breathe here. Just opening shoulders, chest, feels really good. 2 more breaths. And at the completion, rise onto the balls of the feet, release the shoulders, and 1 vertebrae at a time, roll the spine back down into the mat. And now just make the feet wider than hip distance, let the knees fall in, rest the hands on the abdomen. Again, maybe there's some warmth in the palms you can absorb into that fire center. Checking in with it, noticing if there's some changes happening. And then knees into chest. We're going to curl to your right side into fetal. Just rest there for a moment, letting the spine balance. And press into the earth and slowly come into tabletop position. Now from tabletop position, we're going to work a little bit more on that postural chain, the back side of the body, since we've done a lot of front body work. So in tabletop, extend your right arm, left leg, flex through the heel of the foot, activating those muscles. Now as you exhale, bring your knee into your chest, elbow into your knee, and then extend again on your inhale and really reach that heel away from fingertips. And exhale as you contract, really pull belly button back towards spine. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Keep going with your breath. Now those supporting limbs are really working, so pushing down through your supporting leg and arm. Last one. Good. This time just come back to sit on your heels for a moment. Feel some of that warmth in the body, observing the process. And we'll do the other side now. Tabletop position again. This time we're going to extend left arm, right leg. Exhale, contract, pull everything in and up. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Keep going with your breath, nice and slow. In fact, the slower you go, the more you're building that strength. Those nice and controlled movements. We don't want that fire to get wild and out of control. Steady gaze for a steady mind. One more. Extend. Bring the hand down. Once again, sit tall on the heels. Hands can just rest comfortably in the lap. Feel the tailbone absorb in slightly, lower belly lift. Back of the skull lift. And now we'll take the hands onto the sacrum. Inhale the right arm up, stand on your knees. Exhale, come down halfway, keeping that arm in alignment with your ear. So you're just hovering to halfway so you feel the core engage. Inhale, stand on the knees again. And exhale, take the hand to the sacrum. Other side. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, you're only coming to halfway. So see if you can extend the spine here. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hand to the lower back. We'll do one more round like that. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, you're just going halfway. Try to keep that arm in alignment with the ear. Use your core. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now you can continue with that, or if you'd like to challenge, you're going to inhale both arms up. Try to keep those arms in alignment with your ears as you pull that belly button back towards the spine and you hover about halfway. And you use that core to come back up. And then exhale, both hands will go to the sacrum. Now a little bit more difficult. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, halfway. Inhale, come up. And exhale, hands to sacrum. So if you still like to go a little further than that, you're going to inhale both arms up. Exhale halfway. Stay for the inhale, expand the heart. Stay for the exhale, contract the abdomen further into the spine. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, sit on the heels. Repeat. Inhale. Exhale, come down halfway. Stay for the inhale. Can you extend your spine a little more? Stay for the exhale and really pull that belly button back towards the spine. Inhale, stand on the knees. And exhale, hands to the sacrum. One more. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Inhale, stay. Exhale, stay again. Inhale, stay again. Exhale, stay again. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, sit on your heels. So it looks like a simple movement, but you start to really feel the warmth in the core. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, keep expanding the heart. Exhale, stay. Inhale. Exhale, contract the abdomen. Inhale, rise up. And exhale. You can either keep your hands on your sacrum or just rest them on the lap. Take a moment just to feel. Again, checking in with that fire in the navel. Do you feel like it's burning a little brighter than it was before? Okay, tabletop position. Bring your elbows down into your mat and wrap your hands around the middle part of your arms. Either interlace your fingers and press your forearms down or spread your palms wide with your forearms parallel. Tuck the back toes under, lift the sit bones up and back, and come into dolphin variation of down dog. So as you press down through the forearms, create space in the shoulders, let the head and neck really hang here. Breathe deeply. So for many people, this might be enough, and this is kind of our first introduction to moving towards down dog. So if you want to bend one knee and press the other heel down, you can do that, and then switch, bend the other knee, press the other heel down, and just go back and forth a few times. Opening up the back of the legs. And now we'll find our feet hip distance apart, toes turned in slightly, heels out. Roll the inner thighs in and back and allow the sit bones to spread. And as you press down through the forearms, there's more space in the shoulders. Head and neck is really just hanging here. Now you can stay in this static position if you want to move a little bit into dynamic. You're going to wiggle your toes back, maybe about 3-4 inches. As you exhale, take your chest over your forearms, tailbone under, lower belly lifts. And inhale, rise back up, navel in. Do it again. Exhale, chest over forearms. Inhale, reach up. And keep going. Exhaling, inhaling, really feeling that core strength and stability. Use your Ujjayi breath. About 3 more. And when you complete the last one, bring your knees down. We'll just take embryo here. So it's like child's pose, but just taking the hands toward the heels. Let the upper back really soften and round. Shoulder heads relax. Grow heavy through the upper body. Give in to the earth. And now breathe into the back side of the body, especially the back of the kidneys. One more. Bring your hands forward, come up into tabletop position. Lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up. And now tuck the toes and move into downward facing dog. So sit bones up and back. Pretty much the same as we were in a forearm down dog there. Just in the upper body, you got to roll your shoulder heads away from your ears and squeeze the inner elbows toward one another, pressing down firmly through the web of the index and thumb. Now make sure the quads are engaged, make sure that tailbone is lifting, and really create space in the waist. And with all that length in the waist, pull the abdomen more deeply in and up under the rib cage. So the activation of Mula and Uddiyana Bandha. Good, 2 more. And then come onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees, look at your hands, step forward to your fingertips, and just open your feet hip distance apart. Let your upper body soften over your legs, let your lower back lengthen. And now feel the pressure in your feet. Where do you tend to hold your weight? You want to come forward in the balls of feet, almost as if you were about to tip over. And then feel that you're activating both the inner and outer arch of the foot, as oftentimes we have a tendency to roll to the outer edge of our foot and collapse that outer edge. So head and neck is relaxed. Let gravity do the work there, making traction for the spine. And just give in. Give in to the places that you feel you hold tension. Maybe that's in the ankles, the calves, up into the backs of the legs. Maybe it's in the spine. Now to make the neck a little longer, draw the shoulder heads down the back. So you feel the head release forward just a little bit more. And now you can maybe feel your belly breathing into your thighs. So even though there's a connection there, see if you can get the abdomen to contract on exhalation and just feel that it pulls away from the thighs ever so slightly. One more here. Watch the feet again. Notice your patterns. And now either hook the index middle thumb around your big toe or hold your hands on your shin bones. And inhale, extend your heart away. Draw the tips of the shoulder blades down your back. Crown reaches away from tailbone. Side bodies draw towards hips. And then exhale, bend knees, bend elbows, relax head and neck. Repeat. Inhale, pull away, activating the muscles of the back body, really strengthening them. Exhale the navel in, contract, forward fold. Good, keep going. Inhaling, exhaling. This is just to remind those muscles that we have been lengthening that we also need them to activate as they perform many jobs. Last two. Can you check in with that outer arch of the foot? Root into the big toe a little more. Last one. Now stay in your monkey pose. Keep extending, keep breathing. Each exhalation draws the abdomen in. Make more space in the neck by depressing the shoulders and engaging the tips of the shoulder blades down your back. Can you lengthen your waist just a little bit more? And are you leaning in your heels? Can you come forward in the balls of feet just a little bit more? One more full breath here. And now a little micro bend in your knee. Bring your hands to your hips. Scoop your heart as you rise all the way up to standing. Take a moment in Samastiti to roll shoulder heads up and away. And just feel some freedom there in the upper back. Good. Standing mountain pose. Just for a moment, can you notice prana flowing more freely through the body? 2 more breaths here. Everything's settling. We want to get that pranic flow and the breath to be stable. We're moving into a slightly more challenging sun salutation this morning. So coming to the front of your mat, big toes are touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. Surya Namaskara B. Bend both knees deeply, let your fingertips touch on either side of the foot, and then inhale the arms up and palms touch for chair. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway into monkey pose with a flat back. And then exhale, step back to plank position. So first round, we'll bring knees to floor. Squeeze the elbows tight into your side. Modified chaturanga, tops of the feet ground. Inhale, elbows and shoulders pull back for low cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to step the right foot forward to the fingertips. Spin the back foot flat, heel to heel alignment. Inhale the palms together, forward and up as you come into warrior one. And then exhale back into plank position. Again, we'll lower knees. Squeeze elbows tight into the side as you come down. Inhale, low cobra. Elbows and shoulders are back. And exhale to down dog. Now the left leg steps forward. Spin the back foot flat, heel to heel, hips squared. Hands together. Inhale for warrior one. And exhale to plank position again. Last round modified. Knees to floor. Keep the heart open as you squeeze. Tops of the feet down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. 5 full breaths. Now remember those alignment principles that we already worked for down dog. Keep rolling your shoulder heads away from your ears. Hug the inner elbows toward one another and press firmly through the web of the index and thumb. Find your Ujjayi breath. Two more. At the completion, come onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees, look at your hands, and step or lightly hop your feet forward. Inhale right up into that monkey pose, hands on shin or floor. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees deeply. Arms reach forward and up. Inhale, come up into standing. And exhale, hands down by your side or to your heart. And we'll do it again. Inhale, bend the knees deeply, fingertips on either side. Inhaling into chair. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to monkey pose, hands on shin or floor. Exhale, step or hop back to plank. Now this time, if you want, leave your knees lifted for chaturanga. Inhale, then roll over the toes into upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Spin your back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Scoop forward and up. And exhale, plank position again. Chaturanga. Inhale into up dog. And exhale, down dog. Left leg forward. Inhale, warrior one, forward and up. And exhale, plank position. Navel in as you go down. Inhale, keep that belly scooping up. Exhale, down dog, 5 full breaths. Now, one of the benefits of this harder or more challenging sun salutation is the warmth we get throughout the whole body, so enjoy that. Deepen your breath to spread it through the tissues. One more full breath here, letting it settle. And at its completion, come onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look at your hands, step or lightly hop your feet forward. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose, the flat back, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, arms reach chair. Inhale all the way to standing, and exhale, hands to the side or heart. Bend your knees, last one, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, step or hop back to plank. Knees lowered or lifted, your choice. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog, right leg through. Inhale, warrior one. And exhale, plank position. Vinyasa your way. Left leg through, warrior one. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, plank, vinyasa. And downward facing dog for 5 full breaths. Return to that ujjayi breathing. Use the warmth to find a little more space in the waist. Lift the hips just a little higher. Last breath. Rise onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hands, step or lightly hop forward. Inhale, halfway to monkey. Exhale and fold. Inhale, chair. Rise all the way up and exhale. Arms by your side, samastiti. And then take a minute to really settle in. Feel both feet anchored. And create space in the spine. So feel a lift through the back of the skull, through the crown of the head. Space in the vertebrae. Two more. Okay, so back at the front of your mats, inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, sink into chair. Now stay here in chair. Inhale, the arms a little bit higher. Exhale, contract your abdomen, forward fold over your bent legs. And now inhale your arms behind you like wings, palms face up. And exhale, bring just the arms through. Inhale, lean back to chair, arms reach. Stay in chair. Exhale, contract your abdomen, forward fold over your bent legs. Inhale, the arms behind you like wings. Exhale, just the arms come through. And inhale, lean back to chair. Keep going. Exhale, contract. Inhale, wings. Exhale, just arms. Inhale, chair. Exhale, contract. Inhale, wings. Exhale, arms. Inhale, chair. 3 more on your own. Use your ujjayi. Notice the abdomen. What work is it doing? Last one here, you got it. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, just rest in samastiti. Take a moment. Okay, still at the front of your mat, we're going to step our right leg back and turn the right toes so that they're straight, heel aligning with the arch of your left foot. Left toes are angled slightly, setting up for triangle pose. You're about 3.5 feet. Inhale the arms long. Exhale, lengthen over that front leg. And now hand to the shin, ankle, foot, or floor. Or if you can, hook the index, middle thumb around the big toe. Rotate the navel to the left. Navel is rotating. Gaze is facing that left hand up in the air. If that bothers your neck, keep your neck neutral. Press into the ball, that front foot, especially the big toe side. Again, have that tendency to collapse the outer arch. Anchor into the outside of your back foot. Keep leaning back with the chest, but arms stay in alignment. One more full breath here. Now lift with your left hand, press equally into both feet, come up, and now we'll switch the feet. So front heel aligned with the arch of the back foot, lengthen over that front leg. So really extend first and hand to shin, ankle, foot, floor, or if you've got the flexibility, hook the index, middle thumb around the big toe, and right arm extends. Now as you press into the feet, feel the inner thighs opening, outer right hip opening, and send your heart away from the outer heel. Gaze is up at that hand if it's comfortable for your neck. Ujjayi breathing. One more here. And now bring the fingertips to the floor. Walk the hands towards your center while you turn your left toes in, coming into foot spreading posture. Inhale, fingers in a finger stand, heart comes forward. And then exhale and forward fold. Do that again. Inhale, walk your fingertips forward. Extend your heart away from your hips. And then exhale and come forward. Come back through the legs. Do it again. Inhale, come forward. And exhale back through the legs. Now you can keep moving dynamically or you can change the breath. Inhale forward. Do the same thing. Exhale back through the legs. Let all the breath leave your body. Hold the breath out, don't breathe in, and now as you pull away, suck your abdomen deeply in and up under the rib cage so it feels like you've hollowed out your belly. Now as soon as you need to breathe, breathe here in the extended state, filling the back body with breath. And then again, exhale, all the breath leaves as you fold through the legs. Hold the breath out, don't breathe in as you walk forward. Use that emptiness to suck the abdomen deeply in and up under the rib cage. Hold as long as you can, and then when you need to, breathe here. Fill the back body with breath. And exhale. Go through the legs again. And this is a very personal practice, so keep going on your own. Inhale forward. Exhale all the breath out. Hold it out. Keep going. One more. And now this time you're just going to go back through the legs and stay. So you can keep those fingertips lined up with the toes, elbows bent, drawing the crown of the head towards the earth. Prasarita Padottanasana A, and you can lean forward slightly in the balls of the feet, letting those hips really lift high. Again, watch for your arches of your feet, so make sure the feet are active. And then breathe deeply here. Can you take your shoulders a little further away from your ears, make a little more space in the neck? And each exhalation, even though you're not going deeply with that emptying out, you're still going to feel gravity can pull the belly in and up under the rib cage. So there's a slight hollowing out. One more here. And then bring your hands under your shoulders, extend your heart, heel toe your feet back into center. And when you have a shorter stance, hands to hips, scoop and come all the way up to standing. Take a moment here to find Samastiti, either feet touching or have your feet hip distance apart. And just let everything settle, either gaze closed or steady gaze somewhere on the horizon. And check in with the navel center, that fire, that flame. Does it feel like you're getting a little brighter, a little less dense? Okay, so we're going to take our right foot, place it mid-thigh, hands to heart, and sink down into a modified chair. Now, if you've got a little more flexibility, you can reach for the outside of the foot and then come into that same thing with a half lotus, hands in prayer. So now sit back in the heels, let the outside of the hip open up, breathe deeply here, heart is open, don't collapse it. Notice that beautiful stretch there for the hips. Now keep taking the abdomen and pelvic floor in and up. Create the stability in the lower part of the body. Two more. And then come back up. If you were in lotus, you'll lift that foot a little higher, stand for a moment, lift the knee and release. Let's do the other side. So option number one is to take the left foot just to mid-thigh, hands to prayer, and you're going to sink down into a chair. This is a really great way to start opening those hips, especially if they're really tight or you do a lot of sitting. Hand to the outside edge of the foot though, you can take it up into half lotus if that's comfortable. Once you come into half lotus, you go back down into the chair and then hands into prayer again. Now just like chair, keep lowering those sit bones down as if you were about to sit back. Gaze is steady. Breathe. Notice the work of the abdomen. Notice how it supports you. And then slowly come up, lift the knee, and release. Stand for a moment, find your balance. Now, if you need a strap for this next balance pose, you can grab onto one of those, or you can just use your hand. I like to have it just in case I want it. So hands to hips, you're going to lift your right knee up, anchoring into that left foot. You can do all this without a strap if you don't have one. So you can just be here, or you can extend the leg, or you can hook the index middle thumb around the big toe or grab onto the calf and extend the leg that way. If you want to use your strap, you're going to wrap it around the foot and hold as close to the strap foot as possible. You start moving in the direction of being able to reach the toes. Now anchor down through your supporting leg, lift through your pelvic floor, lift through your core. Grow as tall as you can through the spine. Press through the heel of that foot. Draw the head of the femur a little deeper into the hip socket. Breathe here. One more. And then gently release. Take a moment, find both feet. If you need to stretch them out a little bit, go ahead and do that. And we'll do the other side, so hands to hips. Lift your left knee up. Now it's much more difficult just to extend the foot, but you can stay there if you want, or you can hook the index middle thumb around the big toe, utilizing just the hands, holding onto the calf if you need to, or once again, you can go for the strap, wrapping it around the pad of the foot, and holding that strap as close to the foot as possible. Now grow tall. So imagine that you are at the height that you possibly can reach, buoyancy in each of those joints, spaciousness in the vertebrae. Keep pulling pelvic floor and core up. Can you flex the left foot a little more? Pull the pinky toe side of it back. Head of the femur into the pocket. And then gently release. Take a moment. Keep the strap for a minute. Stretch out the feet if you need to. And find standing mountain pose. Both feet on the ground, just the stability of that. It's amazing to me how much the core activates in these balance postures, and you can feel that even though they were symbolically speaking of the fire, you can actually feel the fire in the navel center and how it just kind of melts away any obstruction, any density that's been there. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing we did before, and this time you may wanna choose the strap even if you are able to not choose the strap. It's up to you. I'll demonstrate both. So if you can hook the index middle thumb around your big toe, you can extend that foot, and then we're gonna take the leg out to the side. Now, if you'd rather the strap, if you think that's gonna give you more stability and the ability to have a deeper breath, then stick with that one. So once you're stable, take the leg out to the side, and now breathe here. Don't let the outside of your left hip pop out to the side. Keep hugging it in towards the center. And if you're really stable, you can turn your gaze over to the left. Breathe deeply here. Ujjayi breathing. Good, now come back to center and release. Take a moment if you want to stretch out the feet, go ahead. Find your standing mountain pose. Find your breath. Long exhale out if you need to release. Okay, so other side, like I said, you can do it without the strap, but sometimes it's a little bit easier with the strap. Extending the leg and then taking it out to the side. If reaching the toes isn't in your practice today, then use your strap. And same thing, you want to hold close and then take it out to the side. And now squeeze everything in toward the midline of the body. Keep growing taller, same as you were doing in the last posture. You want to create that buoyancy, that lightness. And then if it's comfortable, you can look over your right shoulder. Breathe deeply here. Keep lifting pelvic floor. And then come back to center. Release the leg, release the strap for good now. Take it off to the side. And again, if you need to move the feet in any way, once again, find Samastiti. We want to get the breath back to a stable expression. So take a moment or two here just to find your Ujjayi again. And it's really important before this next posture that we have a stable breath. Okay, so we're going to do an Agni Sara prep, which is similar to what we were doing when we were in the wide foot spreading posture, except this one does not require retention. So you're going to turn sideways, have your hands to mid-thigh, and your arms are straight like kickstands are going to hold up your spine. So on your inhale, you're going to breathe in, fill your chest, let it come forward, fill down towards the pelvic floor, let the tailbone lift, almost like you were in cow pose. And now exhale from the earth, bring energy up from those arches of the feet, through the legs, now up through the pelvic floor. The tailbone draws in, core draws in and up. So now you feel like you're moving towards cat pose. Squeeze the breath the rest of the way out. And just when you get towards retention, you're going to breathe in again. Fill chest, ribs, belly, pelvic floor. Tailbone is lifted. Exhale from the feet, pull it up through those arches. Pelvic floor lifts, tailbone absorbs in, core lifts, rounding that back. Good, keep going, inhaling, exhaling. Again, this is a very personal practice. You have to go at your own pace. So it's almost like doing a standing cat-cow. There's just a little bit more engagement of those internal organs, the internal muscles, the deep core muscles. Last two. It may look simple, but it ends up being very deep. So on the last one, you're going to inhale back, heart lift, sit bones lift, and then press into the feet and come into standing and just take a minute. And if you want, you can close your eyes. Notice how the attention is taken right into that core, right to the fire center. Probably feeling some of the warmth. Two more breaths. Okay, we're going to gently vinyasa our way to the floor. So at the front of your mats, your big toes are touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose, the flat back. Exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position, chaturanga your way. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale to down dog. Bring knees to floor, sit bones to heels, sit tall. Tailbone absorbs in, lower belly lifts, hands rest in lap. And one more here. Now come into tabletop position and extend your right leg back. Spin the foot flat. Your left toes point towards the arch of that foot. You're going to plant your left hand down and reach the right arm up for level 1 variation here of side plank. So as you anchor into that bottom hand, create space in the shoulders, press to the outside edge of the right foot. Now I love this variation because you get so much space in the outer hip, but if you want to go into more of the core strengthening, you're going to stack both feet, balancing there on that left hand. And then if you want to take the top arm up and over the head, just lift the hips a little higher, breathe deeply here. Core is working, getting more into those internal, external obliques. And then gently come down, bring the left knee back down. Now turn that left leg back, the only direction it really should go, and then come to stand on your knee. Right leg is still extended. We're going to move into Padikasana gate pose. So right hand under the thigh, inhale the left arm up, and now lean over to the right side. And as you anchor down through the left calf and shin, top of the foot, feel the anchoring there so that you can get a little taller, a little longer, a little more spacious. Pelvic floor and core still lifting, in and up on exhalation. Each breath, can you slide down just a little bit more, even if it's a centimeter? One more. And then slowly lift the left arm up. Come back into kneeling as you exhale. Sit on your heels for a moment, stabilize. And we'll do the other side. So tabletop position. And this time we're going to anchor through the right knee, extend your left leg long, plant the foot flat, let the toes of your right foot point towards the arch of the left. Plant your right hand down, sweep the left arm up, and now come into this side plank on the other side. As you anchor into the outside edge of the foot, feel that outer left hip opening up. Breathe deeply here. And then if you're feeling confident, strong today, maybe balance. Stack the feet. Take the top arm up and over the head. Activate the side body a little more core strengthening here. Pressing down through that supporting arm. Space in the shoulder. Breathe. Legs are firm. Abdomen is firm. It's okay. Welcome that shaking. And then bring the knee down, spin it the only way you can go, and come back up into standing on that knee. And now the outside of your left foot is pressing down into your mat. And we're going to go into gate pose. Right arm reaches up, left hand on the thigh. Start to slide the left hand down as you open up the lateral. Tailbone lengthens, lower belly lifts, keep space there in the low back. So we're not just crunching here, we're reaching up and over. Breathe deeply. Traditionally, gaze would be up at the inner arm. Mindful of your neck. Enjoy full, complete breaths here. Spread some of that warmth through the body with the breath. One more breath. And now the right arm reaches up, slowly come back up. Once again, bring that knee in. And as you exhale, we'll sit on those heels and just rest. One more here. Okay, so we're almost through. Some of these stronger core practices are challenging because we don't use the core as much as we should. Our lifestyles are not conducive to that typically, so be patient with yourselves. We're going to move into Navasana, which is a boat pose. You're going to lean back, extend your legs. Hands can be underneath the knees to start, and if you need the knees bent, that's perfectly fine too. Just find that you've got some support there. Contract your abdomen, extend the arms, palms face into one another if you're staying in the complete balance pose. And we'll take this Ashtanga style, so we'll cross the legs. See if you can lift the hips up, bring them back down. We're going to do it again. So any position you need, breathe deeply here. Traditionally in Ashtanga, taking 5 breaths on each round. I won't tell you how many rounds we're doing because that'll help. Get your head in the way. Bring the feet down, plant the hands, lift up. Do it again. Cross the feet, plant the hands, lift up. Again. Good. One more. Plant the hands, lift up. Last Navasana. You can hold the backs of the legs if you need to. 5 breaths here. And cross the legs, plant the hands, lift up, and come back to your knees. Once again, sit on the heels, absorb the tailbone in, hands on the lap, rest. And find your breath. Of course, it's understandable, the breath is shorter. Take your attention right into the navel. Observe the fire. Notice how it helps to melt away any of the darkness. One more here. All right, so we're going to end with a posture that we don't typically do, but it's really great for releasing tension in the neck and upper back and all the muscles of the face. It's called lion's pose, and it looks really silly, but again, it's really good for the face and the throat. So bring your hands down and spread your fingers wide on the tops of your knees, and you're going to stick out your tongue as low as you can. You're going to look up between your eyebrows at your third eye, which will be cross-eyed with the eyes open. And then you're going to growl, and we're going to do 3 rounds of that. So take a deep inhale in. Ah. Take a deep inhale in. Growl from your core. Deep inhale. And then just sit. Bring peace into the face, peace to the body and mind. Good. Standing on your knees. If you need to flip your mat over, you can. Just a little bit of opening for the lower back, or the upper back, sorry, hands onto the hips. Inhale, lean the upper back open. Exhale, contract your abdomen, come back to neutral. Repeat it again. Inhale, lean open. Push the hips forward. Exhale, contract the abdomen, come back to neutral. Inhale, lean. Exhale, contract. Inhale, lean. And exhale, contract. Sit back on your hips. We're going to take them to one side. Just to the right. The bottom, top of your left foot's going to go into the arch of the right. Bharadvadrasana. Inhale, the left arm comes up. You're going to cross that hand over, hook the hand underneath the knee. Right hand's going to move behind you, and you're going to rotate your navel deeply to the right, gazing over the right shoulder. Feel the rest of the body unwinding here. We've got so much warmth that this more awkward posture, this more awkward twist becomes more accessible to us in that heat. And we can really begin to see some of these unique places where we store tension in the body. Keep unwinding. And now bring your left ear down towards your left shoulder and tilt that ear towards the shoulder so the chin lifts slightly. And stretch the right neck, shoulder as much as you continue to twist to the right. So many things happening, the mind doesn't know where to pay attention, so just anchor it in the breath. And then gently release. You'll release the head first. Come back to sit on the heels. Again, just finding a neutral spine. Notice all the spaciousness on that other side. And then take your hips to the left this time. Again, top of the right foot. It's going to sit in the arch of the left foot. Right arm reaches up in the air. You are leaning to the side. It's okay. Hook the hand underneath the knee to the best of your ability. Take your left hand behind you, rotate the navel to the left, and just begin to unwind this side. And you might find there's a big indifference between right and left, so just listen to the body, breathe into those sensations. Keep drawing the navel in on exhalation, taking it further to the left now. And then you can look down at your right shoulder, tilt the right ear to the right shoulder, lifting the chin slightly. Heart remains open and spacious as you continue to twist the navel to the left. Come back to center. Release the head. Sit on your heels. Just rest for a minute. Such a deep internalizing twist. And then we'll come back down onto our backs. Have a block handy nearby. So bring knees into chest to start. Give a little tug there. Notice if there's a little more spaciousness now than when we first started. And then plant the feet. We're going to move back into that bridge, but we're going to take it into an inversion. And this inversion is very supportive. So if you have any neck issues, it's generally not a problem to do this one. Otherwise, if you're not feeling comfortable, you can keep your whole spine flat and just take your legs up in the air. But we're going to come up into bridge first. Rise as high onto the balls of the feet as possible to slide that block underneath. And then take the legs up into the air. So this is a modified Viparita Karani Mudra. You can place your hands onto your hips as if you were holding your hips up. And then contract the quads so the legs are still firm. You can reach through the balls of the feet, but everything else gets to rest. Upper body is soft and open, and breath flows freely through the torso. Each exhalation, the navel contracts. So after all that deep twisting and all that core work now, we often find the heat helps to purify the body. So we're just letting anything else that needs to detox kind of move closer towards the fire from the base of the body towards the solar plexus. And you can see and feel it being consumed by the flames in the abdomen. And that just fuel becomes a source of greater light there. Just a few more breaths. You notice too in this variation, the nervous system really calms down, activating parasympathetic. And now very slowly take one leg down and then the other into bridge. Rise high on the balls of the feet. Slide the block out. And then one vertebrae at a time. Just melt. Back down on your mat. If you want to take a moment with the feet wide and the knees in, go ahead and do that. But what I find is a lot of times this creates a nice spaciousness for the lower back. So from here, just being able to extend the legs towards the floor. If you need a bolster or anything for support underneath them, please take that. If you have a lighted room, you might want a piece of material or an eye pillow to block out the light. And then just like we started, you're going to tuck shoulder blades underneath you, palms face up, feet are a little wider than hip distance. And now just completely let the earth hold you. We did all that efforting throughout the practice today. We gained this beautiful benefit of Shavasana. So allow yourself to truly enjoy the peace and the quiet and the calm. Let go of any control of the breath, any holding of the body, and just be. So take a moment just to feel sensation on your skin of the breath re-entering the body, of the body being held by the earth. And you can begin to run your thumb across your fingertips. Move your toes. Roll wrists and roll ankles. And without rushing, you can gently draw knees to chest. And curl to your side, right side into fetal, arm under the head as a pillow. And then slowly grounding into the earth, come back up into a seated position. Head and neck heavy, eyes closed as you come up. If you want to prop your sit bones up for a moment or two on a bolster or blanket, take a moment to do that. And then find your tall spine, relaxed body. Now just bring your attention right into your abdomen. See and feel a glow. Perhaps even noticing a flame. And we're just going to clear any other density that might be left in this area of the body. And we're going to say Hari, 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 Hari. And on the seventh one, we're going to say Ha. So these are the names of the sun, that solar plexus area we've been working with. And we're going to do it like an aspirate. So an aspirate's almost like Kapalabhati, where it snaps the diaphragm back to the spine. So let's try that together. We'll do it a few rounds. I'll cue you as to when to stop. Take a deep inhale in. Hari, 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 Ha. 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 One more. Hari, 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 Ha. Just feel sensation there. Our center of power, willpower, confidence, willingness to take action in the world. Go after the things that excite us and make us feel alive. Sometimes even this center is that place where we learn to say no, where we create boundaries so something else can grow. Please bring your hands to your heart and bow your head to your hand and go back to the intention we set. And just trust that you received what you could receive, and you just let the rest go. And we'll finish with the chant of Om one time. Deep inhale. Om Bhurva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Connecting to the light. Namaste.